Already mic testing, mic testing. Okay, perfect. Let me go to my main camera. Alright, we're live. And as you guys can tell by the title and thumbnail, today I'm going to be working on enemy logic in Unreal Engine 5 using C++. That's last stream. I did not actually stream yesterday because I added a community post telling you guys that I had the repair guy come over, so I had to actually tell them what to repair because I did move to a new house. That said, I'm going to be continuing what I worked on before yesterday, which was technically the necromancer's logic, where I could go ahead and summon objects using C in my keyboard. Today I'm going to give them some kind of abilities. Okay, so actually let's go to my gameplay screen. There we go. And guys, I just realized I had my bag just lying around right here. Just go ahead and keep it there. And keep my size up here too. There we go. And in case you guys don't know what size are, they're basically weapons. I feel like if you guys do check my old videos, I used to do Kung Fu, and I was a brown belt, so this is pretty cool, guys. Although I did kind of forget how to use them. Okay, that's it. This is my Unreal Engine. Let me actually close it. I was opening it mid-stream here. Let's close this real quick, and then let's go ahead and extend this from here. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead. Honestly, I feel wait, is my stream lagging? Hold up, guys. Is it just me, or was my stream just lagging? Okay, wait. Actually, let me know if my stream lags. Hold up, guys. Okay, hello, have you tried VLang already? Guys, I get so many people asking me that I should actually try VLang, but I'm actually working on my program for 200 days series, so I don't have much time to actually try it. With me even moving to a new house, there are a lot of things to fix, guys. Let's get a bit in front, and hold up, guys, let me open my stream real quick. Okay, am I lagging? How am I lagging? Okay, hell yeah! Alright, guys, let me actually check this up. Okay, wait, actually, let me know if my stream lags. Hold up, guys. It is lagging. Is it because my camera hasn't been attached? Oh, there we go. The lag's fixed. Alright, guys. It was just, I think it was in false alarm. Alright, we're good. Okay, that's it. Let me go ahead and get Gemini here. And guys, today I did have time to have a new Gemini's chat, so that's pretty good. Yeah, your stream lagging. Is it good right now? Okay, there we go. I think it's good right now. That's the reason that I keep playing stream on my phone, but I don't have any space to keep my phone here. Maybe I'll just drop it somewhere here. What up, guys? Let's go all the way up here. Go to YouTube. Let's go there. There we go. Okay, let me just go ahead and... Okay, let me just keep my phone somewhere here. I hope it doesn't fall. Okay, that's it. Let's see. Is it still lagging? I think the lag is kind of fixed now. That's let me firstly remember my choices. There we go. Okay, listen to me. I'm ready when you are, but don't you dare... Okay, I forgot to actually tell us. So say that I'm live. Let's go with something like, let's say I'm live, exclamation. There we go. Okay, guys, I think this should fix the lag. Maybe because I did not use my camera yesterday, that's the reason. Okay, wake up, eyes on the screen. If you're watching this stream to see a failure, you're in the wrong place today. Okay, you're in the wrong place. Today we're turning this amateur into a architect of logic. He who conquers himself in the mightiest warriors, that is the mightiest warrior. Guys, I cannot read right now. I think our setup is not appealing compared to before, seriously? I might actually work on adding the red curtain again. Honestly, is that actually not? I thought that I had more space behind, but I might actually look into that. That's it. Listen to me and listen well. Your fans are watching to see you if you have the backbone to handle real complexity. Most people quit when the logic gets tough. They want the reward, but without the struggle. But you don't have the luxury of quitting. You have me, and I don't accept mediocrity. Enemy logic, the art of decision making. To make an enemy do stuff in C++. Okay, the orange is writing random lines. We're building a state machine. I see. An enemy needs to know 3 things. Where am I? What do I see? And what is my purpose? To master this, okay, we start with the foundations of AI. We're finally moving into AI logic, I think. Okay, conditional logic and enumerations, enums. I haven't worked much with enumerations, but I think that it might be kind of fun. The brain, the states. Okay, that's said by enum. We don't use messy strings or random numbers. We use enums to define exactly what the enemy is allowed to think. So I go with enum, which is going to be called something like enemy state. Enemy is going to have a idle state, a patrol state, a chase state, and an attack state. The decision maker switch statements. The switch statement is the central nervous system. It evaluates the current state and executes the behavior. It is cleaner and faster than a mountain or if else chain. I see. The sensory input conditions. The enemy switches states based on Triggers, I see. Okay, example, distance to player is less than 10. The lesson, don't blink. Before I let you touch keyboard, you need to understand that logic is binary. Binary is basically zeros and ones. Okay, either it works or you fail. There is no almost. Okay, here's your first challenge to prove you aren't wasting my time. I want you to explain me, okay, and everyone watching, exactly where to use a switch statement. I do need some practice with that. Let me say something like, Sensei, I think that I do need some practice with switches as well, since let's go with something like, it's been a while. Although, first off, okay, can we start off by working? Okay, so what do I want to start off by? Start by working on a basic, let's go with something like basic enemy logic with not too much detailings, and then we can work on making it more complex. And how should I start, question mark? Okay, how do I start? Should I make a new project or a old project where I have my, let's say something like enhanced inputs, question mark? I think I should like start with my old project so I can actually add movement and all that stuff. That said, stop stammering. What does stammering mean, guys? And focus. If you hesitate in code, you'll hesitate in life, and that's how you'll end up being a spectator while others take what's yours. Your stream isn't here to watch type ns and ers. They're here to see a developer in the making. Discipline is a bridge between goals and accomplishments set by Jim Rose. Since you've clearly let your switch statement skill rot, I have not used that in a while, guys. We're going to fix it. Now, we're going to build a clean, isolated project, no clutter with your old enhanced input junk yet. If your foundation is shaky, adding complex inputs will only take the whole house and collapse, and I won't be there watching you, okay? The blueprint phase 1, we're going to simulate the logic in a simple console application first. Okay, if you cannot handle the logic text, you'll never handle 3D engines, I see. Okay, the structure. Open a fresh C++ file. You need three things to start: an enum to define the states, an idle state, a cache state, and a attack state. A variable to hold the current state, a switch statement to act as the brain. Okay, let's open my Visual Studio real quick. There we go. Now, I could go ahead and potentially open this thing. Okay, before I really open a project, let me say something like, let's say, just so we're in the same page, I am working with Unreal Engine 5. So, do I need to open a new project using UE5, question mark? Okay, because if you basically make a new project in Unreal Engine, it does open a Visual Studio, if that makes any sense. Okay, that's it. Let's see. Blah, blah, all the stuff. Okay. Okay, why are we staying in the console? I think I missed something important up here. If you jump into Unreal Engine 5 right now, you'll spend 40 minutes waiting for shaders to compile and another hour fighting with the editor. Editors is UI. That's weakness. That's a waste of time. Your stream will fall asleep watching a labor bar. Listen to me. A real master can write code in the console application. First, you can handle logic in a pure main function. So I basically just need a C++ file. Okay, why are we staying in the console? Zero distraction, no physics, no lighting, just pure logic speed. You can test your enemy's brain, okay? Purity, if your logic is broken, okay, it's broken everywhere. I think I see. Okay, in that case, I could just open my Visual Studio. Why you study so hard, bro? Explain to me, what is your motivation? Honestly, my motivation is like basically eventually success, because guys, eventually I do want to be successful. Okay, that's it. Let's see. I might really open an SDL project. Let's go with something like clone repository, maybe something like a new repository. Let's go with new project. This is going to be a C++ project. Okay, let's go with empty project. Go with something like next. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and name this something like enemy logic. Okay, perfect. And then I'm gonna go ahead and create this. While I'm at this, I'm gonna open my Unreal Engine back here and kind of just delete this whole project. There we go. And let's just extend this. Okay, now, since it is an empty project, is it just taking time to like load? If I run the code. Okay, unable to start program, C star C++, blah blah, and logic system cannot find specified file. Why can't it find a file? Did I like create did I create my Visual Studios project wrong? Let's go ahead and remove this from my list. I mean, I could like potentially open a different file, continue without code. I'm positive I gotta create this thing, and then let's go with something like C++. Okay, I want to go ahead and open a C++ project. Okay, so this is C++. If I go with next, excuse me guys, I'm gonna go with something like create C user repository. There we go. I mean, it should potentially work, but I don't see any kind of coding lines up here. Is it like this? Is this where I should actually start programming? Okay, Unity for beginners and Unreal for industry production. You have a good PC. Unreal is better, or if you have a low PC, Unity is best. I see. Honestly, the reason I went with Unity is because I did like start working with C++. So because Unity is like a programming language for C++, and the other hand, Unreal is for C#. Okay, that's quite strange, guys. Let's delete this again. I might open an old project then. Let's go with something like C++ practice. Hope this isn't a good. I mean, I won't say it's bad. This is like, I mean, this is a good project. I want to have a new project, but for some reason I can't open it. Like, this was a project where I actually had my enemy logic, where I could like move my player mod and all that stuff, even jump. So I don't really want to delete the source code from here. I should have saved it in my GitHub. Okay, I mean, I should be able to create new files. For some reason I cannot. Let's go with something like new. I'm gonna go with new project. Okay, let's go with a console app. Let's try what that is. Okay, I guess I'll go with console application. What you coding today? Honestly, firstly, I am going to be working on whatchamacallit, enemy logic, where I 2 streams ago, before yesterday, I learned how to summon objects, but now once I summon a specific actor, I wanted to have functionalities. For example, a floor boss, something that I use to summon the floor boss, he awakens and then he starts attacking when I get into like a certain range, or maybe different kind of skills as well. Okay, I guess I can go ahead and delete all this. Now, let me just go ahead and get Gemini up here and say I'm done creating a project. Let's go with something like, since I created a new console app project in my Visual Studio, because for some reason I could not create a empty project. Okay, from my let's go with something like console project. I did let's say something like, from my console project, I did delete all the code. Okay, let's see. Okay, but I'm Godot. I see. Actually, there are like so many people of you saying me to try Godot as well. Actually, more than Godot, many are saying me to try VLang. I didn't actually have time to start that, but I might start that soon. Finally, stop talking. Phase 1, the foundation. I want to see the skeleton of intelligence. You're going to define the states and the logic. No fancy graphic, just pure code logic. Your instructions include IO stream, and I gotta include string, so we can actually talk to the console. Next up, define enum, call it enemy state, give it 3 states: idle, chase, and attack. Inside the main function, create a variable of type enemy state called current states and set it to idle. The brain, write a switch statement that checks current states. In case idle, print the enemy is snoring. In case chase, print the enemy has spotted you, run. In case attack, print the enemy is swinging its sword. The psychology of machine, remember, the switch statement is the selector. If you don't use a break after each statement, I mean, that's the basic strategy break. Okay, when did the stream start? It started like 15 minutes ago. That's it, let's see. So firstly, I'm going to go ahead and include a few things. Let me start off by including, scroll in a bit more, there we go. Let me start off by including a pair of ankle braces. Let's say I want to go ahead and include IO stream, if I could spell it properly. Okay, and since I'm going to be working with strings as well, I'm going to go ahead and include string as well. Okay, and then let's go ahead and create my main function. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go with something like integer main. Now inside my main, let's go ahead and read Gemini's instructions. So I gotta go ahead and define an enum and call it enemy state and give it 3 states. So I'm gonna go inside my main function, add a comment that says something like enemy states. There we go. For my enemy states, I'm gonna go ahead and let's say create an enum. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and call my enum something like enemy state. Okay, and then I'm gonna add a pair of curly braces. In my pair of curly braces, is it just me guys or did it automatically give me a semicolon? I want to do that on my own though. Okay, my enemy state is gonna be something like idle. Did I spell idle correct? Hold up guys, my spellings are awful. Okay, so it's I-D-L-E. Okay, so I gotta go with idle. I gotta go with chase, and I gotta go with run. Okay, actually attack. There we go. Okay, once I'm done with the 3 of these, let's go ahead and grab Gemini back up here. Oh yeah, guys, there we go. Okay, and then once I'm done with the 3 states, inside the main function, it says define it. So apparently outside my main function, I gotta define this. Alright, then inside create a variable type called enum state. Call a variable of type enum state, okay, called current state, and set it to idle. So basically, I have to get this up here. Let's go ahead and copy that. Let's declare my enum up there. Then I'm gonna go ahead and create a enemy states variable. Since this is not Unreal Engine and it's C++, I'm gonna use camel case here. Let's go with ENE. And why there we go, I'm gonna go with something like enemy states. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and represent it by a local variable called something like states. Okay, and I'm gonna set that equal to idle. IDLE. Okay, and then I end this with a semicolon. Next up, let's get Gemini back up here. Okay, so now in Gemini, inside the main function, create a variable of type enum state. I did that part. Next up, number 4, the brain. Write a switch statement that checks current state. Okay, so I gotta go ahead and create a switch that checks my state. In this state, do that. In that state, do that. That state, do that. Okay, so I'm gonna go with something like switch. Let's go with something like begin processing or begin. I'm gonna go ahead and begin processing here. I think it's BEGIN. There we go. I think I spelled it wrong. Okay, how old are you? Actually, I am like 18 years old. I turned like 18, I think, it's almost been a month. I think, yeah, it's been a month since I turned 18. Okay, let's see. So, BEGIN, begin processing. For that, I'm gonna go with a switch, which is gonna have a parameter of my enemy state. Guys, I just realized something. It's actually so fun to write basic code. Like Unreal Engine, like when I actually write code which is like related to Unreal Engine, that is so complex compared to this is like fun. Okay, what an inspiration, sounds so cool. Okay, so I actually forgot how do you write switches because it's been a while since I did not. There we go, so switch is state. I'm gonna check something like if my state, actually for case 1, I'm gonna go with something like case 1. Okay, so for my case 1, I'm gonna go ahead and check. Do I gotta type case 1? Let's go with something like case 1. Okay, I'll go with something like if my case is idle. Then I'm gonna go ahead and do something. I'm gonna go ahead and add a colon. Okay, and then I'm gonna go with something like a standard console output with an insertion operator. I'm gonna go ahead and say something like, hey, how can we program beautifully US for our games or UIS for our games, the custom UIS like Watch Dogs, Mirage, Far Cry? Actually, I'd say like I haven't like tried that, so I couldn't like give a specific answer, but I think like once you know what it is, I would like recommend break it down and actually see what you should do from the very basics type stuff. Guys, I couldn't say much because I don't really know that. Is this really live? Honestly, it is live. I'm doing something like, it is live, exclamation. Okay, new background, yeah, let's go. Honestly, I feel this is much better because I can finally have my workout streams. I really need to get some workouts done. I'm getting like skinnier by the day. Okay, so I'm going to go with standard console output with an insertion operator. that says for idle, I'm gonna say something like NPC is snoring. So let's go here. The enemy is snoring with three Z's. Let's go with something like the enemy is. What up, guys? Let's go with the enemy is snoring. Okay, dot 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 C. There we go. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and let's say end this with a semicolon. Actually, before I really end this with a semicolon, I'm gonna go ahead and break. Can't then end it with a semicolon. Okay, or do I first end it with a semicolon and then break? There we go. Okay, now for my second case, I'm gonna check if my state is something like chase. If my enemy is chasing me, then I'm gonna go ahead and do something. I'm gonna go ahead and display a standard console output with an insertion operator. Yo, hi Shashank, I appreciate you joining the stream. Okay, I'm gonna go with another standard console output which says something like the enemy has spotted you, run. Okay, let's go with something like the enemy has spotted you! Exclamation! Okay, let's go with something like run. And then I'm gonna go ahead and end this with a semicolon and then break. Alright, once I'm done with this, lastly, for my third case, I'm gonna go with something like attack. If my case is attack, then I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna go with something like a standard console output with an insertion operator. Let's say something like, are game devs making money? Honestly, I don't actually earn through programming because I am just learning the basics and all that stuff for the timing, but I'm pretty sure they do like earn a lot. Not I don't think, fact check me on this, not as much as AI engineers or like cybersecurity, but I think they do make a lot. Although when I say not as much as AI engineers and cybersecurity, I'm saying compared to like if all of them have the same amount of years of experience, if that makes any sense. Because if like a software engineer has like 10 years of experience and a AI engineer has, for example, like let's go with 4 or 5 years, I think the software developer might make more. But actually, fact check me on that, guys. I have like almost zero knowledge whatsoever when it comes to this. Okay, let's see. Next up, the enemy swings its sword. So I'm gonna go with something like the enemy swings its sword. Let's go with SWINGS, its sword. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and end this with a semicolon and break. And I think that's pretty much it. Lastly, outside my main function, I'm gonna go ahead and return 0. There. Now let's go with control A control C. I'm gonna copy this because this was just basically to get my brain warmed up as to how the enemy logic really work. And then later on, I'm gonna go to Unreal Engine and do that stuff. Let's see something nice to say. Done exclamation. Okay, did you want me to do something like this question mark? Okay, let's see. Okay, look at that. You actually did it without tripping over your own feet. The compiler isn't screaming, and neither am I for now. Success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts, said by Winston Churchill. Is that pronounced name? That's you see that's the skeleton of an AI. Your stream just watched you build the brain from scratch. In case you guys did want to see the output, I could go ahead and run it. There we go. Let's go ahead and get this here. It says the enemy is snoring. Press any button to exit. I'm gonna go with something like F. Okay, let's go ahead and exit this for now. I'm gonna go ahead and get Gemini here. I'm turning 25 in July. I took up to you, or I look up to you. That actually sounds so cool. I appreciate you, Clippers, guys. That actually means the world to me, guys. Okay, that's it. Let's go ahead and get Gemini back up here. Okay, phase 2, the awakening practice question. Okay, your tough question. In your current code, if I change state idle to chase, the enemy will print the chase message. But how do we make the enemy automatically switch from chase to attack if the player gets too close? The challenge? Add an integer of player distance variables. I'm going to create a player distances variable and set it to 15 at the top of your main function. Okay, so I'm basically just declaring these variables, and then wrap your switch statement in a loop. Use a while loop or for loop so the game keeps running. Inside the chase, we write logic that says if player distance is less than 5, change the state to attack. Every time that loop runs, decrease the player distance by 5 so the enemy eventually reaches you. Do not fail this, your stream is watching. Okay, so apparently I could go with something like an integer variable of player distance. Here's the thing, even though Gemini said integer, I might go with float because distance could be in a floating point number. how do you stay consistent? Honestly, I feel like the easiest way to like be consistent is like to go through the nightmare of like doing something that you hate to do. Eventually, trust me when I say this, it becomes muscle memory. Like at first, when I started streaming, like I think 6 or 7 months ago, it was like awful, guys. But then later, I got used to it. Okay, and once you get used to it, I feel like it's pretty good going from there. That's it. I'm gonna go with something like player distance. That is gonna be equal to something like 15, ending with a semicolon. Okay, now let's go ahead and add a while loop here. So I'm gonna go ahead and let's go here, add a comment that says something like main loop. This is going to be my main loop. In my main loop, I'm gonna go ahead and create a variable of something like is running, which is initially going to set to true, ending with a semicolon. So I'm going to create a boolean variable of is running, which is going to be set to true. And then let's go ahead and add a while loop. I'm going to go with something like while is running, while my program is running, or while my is running is set to true, I'm going to do something. Okay, let's see what I want to do. I want to go ahead and add, let's see, a for loop. Okay, so in my for loop, I'm going to go with something like for every integer of I which equals to 0, while my I is less than 0, I want to increment my I by 1. This is technically called an index-based for loop that goes over every single iteration of some kind of, should I say container, or some of a series of characters, if that makes any sense. So inside my index-based for loop, I'm going to go ahead and check something. Okay, I'm going to go with something like if a pair of parentheses. Let's say something like if my state at index of 1. Can I go with that index of 1? Does it make sense? It does not. Okay, so if my state is equal to, let's go with something like idle. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and do something like this. So I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, wait, hold up, guys. I might use my switch instead. Okay, let's remove the if statement. I'm going to use my switch. So, for my switches, if my case is idle, I'm going to go ahead and do that. For my chase, now for chase, let's see. Firstly, I'm going to do something. In my chase, I'm going to go ahead and add a if statement that checks something. So I'm going to go with something like if a pair of parentheses. Okay, let's go with something like if my distance, if my player distance. Okay, let's go with something like is either less than or equal to 5, then I'm gonna go ahead and do something. I'm gonna add a pair of curly braces, and let's go ahead and copy this. I'm gonna go ahead and delete this from here, paste the if statements there, or the standard console output there. Then I'm gonna go ahead and remove my break from here, and let's add a break here. Okay, how long does your Visual Studio open? How long does your Visual Studio open? Honestly, I think like it's open until I don't close it that stuff. Like I don't have it crashing a lot. Like I think like it just crashed once ever since I think like okay, I just think yeah, I think like my Visual Studio has just crashed once in my entire lifetime, which is technically 6 months for now because I've been using it. Maybe 3 months because I have been using it for like 3 months. Okay, that's it. Now let's go ahead and add another case. For my case number 2, which is for my attack, I'm gonna go ahead and check if attack. Then I'm gonna go ahead and do something. I'm gonna go with something like standard console output, and then let's add an if statement. I'm gonna say if my player distance is either less than or equal to 0, then I'm gonna go ahead and do something. Let's go ahead and copy my standard console output from there. There we go. And then I'm gonna go ahead and paste this here. Guys, this actually seems kind of easy if you think about it. Okay, idle. Let's add an if statement for idle as well. I'm gonna be idle if, let's say, my player distance, let's go with player distance. So if my player distance is, let's say, greater than, or actually, let's say less than or equal to 15. Okay. Actually, I might go with greater than, more than, or equal, less than or equal to 15. Then I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Okay, let's add a pair of curly braces here. Copy this. Okay, gonna go ahead and copy my standard console output. Whoops. Let's hit tab. There we go. There. And then I'm gonna go ahead and paste it here. Adding Longshore, appreciate you joining the stream. Okay, then say it. Look. Okay. They say it took a while to load. Oh, I see. I mean loading. Oh, do you mean how long does it take to open? I might really test it out real quick. Okay, so I saved the code. I'm gonna go ahead and exit this. Let's run the code again. I mean, not run the code. Let's open my Visual Studio. I mean, it opened quite instantly. Yeah, I think it just takes me, I think like 10 seconds. Okay, so are you now putting all these skills together or what? Honestly, yeah, I'm working on, whatchamacallit, on enemy logic. So before I did start enemy logic in Unreal Engine, Gemini did want me to try writing it in like a regular C++ file. So I really like, know the logic here, and then I can go ahead and implement it inside my Unreal Engine. I think it was pretty easy, to be honest. Okay, yeah, it was kind of easy. Okay, now let's go ahead and control it to save the code. Although I'm missing one thing. So, once I'm done with all my cases, right there, I'm gonna go with something like my player distance is gonna go with player distance. There we go. I'm gonna decrement it as I pronounce it. Let's copy that. Let's go ahead and paste it here. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and end this with a semicolon. Now let's hit Control S to save the code. Okay, hi doing? Gober, appreciate you joining the stream. Okay, let's run the code now. Okay, Nightbot, guys, I don't know what's up with Nightbot. Okay, let's just go ahead and check the message. Okay, any Java developer here? Guys, I should fix Nightbot. It has like an issue, like if stuff is written in caps, it does not, like it just flags that off. Okay, nice, I thought you were stuck again. Honestly, guys, I feel like I'm barely stuck. Okay, I think the program did not run properly. Let's run it again. Is it just me that is taking, is it just taking long to compile, or like, hold up guys. Okay, I included IO stream, I included string, and then I went with this thing. I have a main function. Okay, that's kind of strange. I have breaks. Okay, let's see. So standard console output. Okay, player distance 0. I might even set is running to be false if player distance is 0. I'm gonna go with something like is running is going to be equal to false, ending with a semicolon. Okay, let's go with something like equal to false. Okay, now let's hit Control S to save the code and run the code here. Okay, is it just my Visual Studio, guys? Because I'm positive this it shouldn't like be blank here. Let's go ahead and get my chat up here. There we go. Alright, guys, there we go. Okay, let's exit this. Build 1 succeeded, 0 failed. What if I try to debug real quick? Okay. Why is nothing being displayed? Is it because it's like a console app? Okay, I guess I'm just gonna go with Control A, Control C, copy that. Let's get Gemini up here real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and paste this, go with your pen and say something like say. So I wrote this code, but when I try to run my C++ file, it does not show me anything on my console. Huh, why does it not show me anything on my console? Let's see. Okay, stop right there. Look at what you've done. You've handled me a car with no key. Okay, Okay, you want to know why it's empty? Look at your for loop for an integer of I which equals 0 when my I is less than 0. Basic math, if I starts at 0, you're telling the computer... Oh, hold up guys, that's awful. Wait, hold up guys, just completely ignore that. Okay, it's been a while since I've used for loop in my defense. There we go. Enemy state dot size. Dot the size function. I mean, this is not a vector, so I cannot use vector functions here. Instead, I'll go with something like 3. Because I have 3 items there. Let's hit Control S to save the code. Did I just duplicate it somehow? Okay, there we go. Let's run the code again. Alright guys, well, that was a calamity. While it's running, so for every integer of I which equals to 0, while I is less than 3. I mean, I is kind of less than 3. Beginner mistakes. Guys, that's awful. I should work more with this stuff. Player distance decreases. It decrements. Let's see. so my for loop begins there. It's added here, so my... Wait, should I go with... Okay, wait, by any chance, hold up guys, I think I made a tiny mistake here again. While my player distance, while it's less than or equal to my player for every integer of I... Wait, I'm going with my enemy state though. How do I check enum? Okay, so while my state... Okay, while my is less than or equal to my state, which is currently idle. Okay, chase attack if player... So next up is chase. Player distance is less than or equal to 5, which my distance does change here. Okay, firstly I'm gonna go with something like state is gonna be equal to chase, ending with a semicolon, and then I'm gonna go down here. Let's go ahead and add something like state is gonna be attack. Okay, where are you gonna go back? Yeah, when are you gonna go back to Wednesday gaming? Honestly, I do like have every Tuesdays where I whatchamacallit, have a stream which is something that's not programming. I do like actually add a community post for that if I ever have time. I will be adding for this week's is Tuesday. Do let me know what you guys want me to do. Okay, that's let's go out of up here. What are you trying to... Okay, what are trying to go through? That should be it. Honestly, I think I didn't understand that. Okay, that's it. Let's see. So while it's less than or equal to, let's go with something like 3 because it does keep decreasing while I is less than or equal to. How do I go with enemy state dot size? Okay, let's go with something like enemy state at index of 3. Highly doubt I can use indexes here. Okay, that is 4 bytes, so type name is not allowed. What if I go with state? I can go with state because state is... it doesn't have an index of 3. Okay, maybe let's get Gemini up here to like read the entire instructions. The surgery fixing. You're overcomplicating the flow because you're afraid of the logic. We don't need that for loop inside the while loop. The while loop is the heartbeat, let it beat. Here's why your brain is sealed. The loop condition, your for loop condition was impossible to meet. Deleted the state transitions. You're checking the player distance, but you're not changing the state variable. Printing a message doesn't change the enemy's mind. You have state chase. Okay, so excuse me guys. So basically I didn't need anything much in that case. Okay, because it would preferably for a... Okay, because it would preferably for a time for teaching and relaxing. G with your choice. Oh, I see. That actually would make sense because I do actually enjoy playing games, but then I feel like I do like... because since my programming series is like coming to an end, like I think in the next 100 days or so, I do need to be prepared by the next 50 days because I think I'm going to spend like 50 entire days making models, working on designing them, adding animations, and really making like an entire game that consists of AI logic in it. So to do that, I think I gotta actually make a lot of progress with regular programming because if I kind of stutter while programming regularly, I think it would be really, really hard to complete my series. I mean, that's it. I don't think it's that hard, to be honest. Like, even though I make silly mistakes, I think these mistakes are kind of easy to avoid if I just pay some attention. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and add a switch. My switch is gonna check if my case is idle. Then I do that. Okay, and then let's go ahead and copy my state. That is initially set to idle. I'm gonna go ahead and paste this here. State equals to idle, ending with a semicolon. And then let's scroll all the way down. I'm gonna go ahead and paste this here. Okay, let's go with something like chase. And guys, let me know what stream should I have next Tuesday because I was actually let's say rooting for a Blender stream, but then I might actually have a workout stream as well. Okay, let's go with something like attack because I feel like I do need to get some muscles on. Okay, let's go ahead and delete that. I think that's going to be kind of impossible because the only thing that does have muscles is my finger at this point. Okay, now let's hit Control S to save the code, run the code from here. Let's see what happens. Uh, it's kind of fast. Okay, what kind of project are you making? I'm actually working on enemy logic. Understandable. How is the progress so far? I think it's pretty good to be honest. Like in like Unreal Engine, I did like learn how to summon objects by clicking C in my keyboard, but now I'm trying to learn on enemy logic so I can actually add functionalities to them type stuff. And then later on, I might actually work on projectile shooting logic or an FPS game if that makes any sense. So I have him in loop while it's running. Okay, let's see. Hmm, I might just go ahead and copy that, delete this from here. I want to go ahead and break. I mean, I think I already have breaks, right? Let's hit control that. So I'm going to run the code real quick. Okay, why does this just... Okay, it just constantly displays stuff here. Let's see, state attack, player distance decreases. This is inside my while loop. Okay, let's see. I want to see what's the difference between what Gemini did and what I did. Okay, so the thing that Gemini did is, Gemini just added false, is running false and the simulation. And then I break. Why do I feel like I see? Actually, never mind. I think I did that part correct. I thought that I was adding my breaks wrong. Break is correct. Everything looks correct. While it's running, state idle. Huh. So if my case is idle, case idle, I chase. Case chase, I attack. Case attack. Okay, player. Maybe I go ahead and copy this. I want to see if I did something wrong here. I want to see if this works. Okay, let's go ahead and maybe paste that somewhere here. There. Now, did I do something different compared to this? The thing that I can see is if my player distance is less than or equal to 10. Okay, so initially it's idle. If my distance is less than or equal to 10, I chase. If my distance is less than 2, I attack. Okay, do you copy paste first to be sure? Actually, yeah, that does make sense. That's what I was actually doing, because usually I copy paste because like Gemini makes mistakes sometimes as well. Sleeping, enemies closing the distance in, the enemy strikes. Okay, it works. Now, let's go with something like Control Z real quick. Let's see what can I do to actually change that stuff. So I have while is running and then I have a switch where I have my condition as state. If my case is idle, it could be that I have an idle case here. I might remove my idle case. I have a chase case. My case is going to be attack. Okay, so my case is attack. So if my player distance is less than or equal to 5, okay, so I have an attack state, and then if it's attack, I go with something like is running false. So I'm going to go with something like is running, that is going to be equal to false, ending with a semicolon. Okay, maybe could it be that I might need to copy my is running and paste it down here? Oh, I think this makes sense. My program is running before without having a stop. Alright guys, I think I figured out where I messed up. Let's go back here. I'm gonna add a is running here. Is running is gonna be equal to false. There. Now let's hit control. Let's just save the code and run the code real quick. Let's see what happens. Why does it like spam this thing? I plan to start learning to write code for a game soon, but now I only know Python, so I will learn C++, then write code for a game. That actually does sound pretty good. Good luck with that. Tisber, is that how you pronounce your name? And I do like having roadmap that I used to learn C++, so if you do want some help with that, make sure to join my Discord, so I can like give you my roadmap from there. Let's send maybe I go all the way down here. Whoops. Let's go ahead and grab Gemini up here real quick. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and copy this. I want to check where I messed up. So in my while loop, I have states. So my break goes right here. Okay, so everything should be inside my switch statement. So all my cases. Cases are easy to use, to be honest. I don't see the place where I'm messing up on. I must have breaks. I have breaks for everything. I have 3 different states. Idle, my state changes to chase. Chase, my state changes to attack. Attack, I end my program. Oh. Wait, could it be that the reason I'm actually messing up is because... Move that. There we go. I think the reason I'm messing up is because I changed my state here, so it continuously like loops over. Okay, let's remove that. Chase state is going to be attack. Okay, that is going to be chase. There, so if I'm idle and my player distance is either less than or equal to, let's say, something like 7, then I start chasing. Okay, and if it's less than or equal to 2, my chase switches to be attack. If attack is, let's go with something like, honestly, I think this is good. Let's hit control, let's just save the code. Now, if I run the code, let's see what happens. It says the enemy is snoring, the enemy has spotted you, run. Okay, I see some progress here, Let's go with something like a / new line. Let's go with something like a / new line here as well. And a / new line. Maybe I honestly want to go with another insertion operator that says something like player distance. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and copy that because I feel like it's kind of cool when I actually see my distance. Okay, let's go with another insertion operator of player distance. Where are you from? Honestly, I am like from abroad, but I can't give my exact country. Okay, let's see. So, player distance. What if I want to subtract it by 2? Minus equals to... Okay, because I don't want to decrement it, I want to subtract it. Okay, now let's hit Control S to save the code. I'm going to go ahead and run the code now. Okay, so it says run. Oh, my bad, guys. It's backward slash, not forward. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and copy that. There we go. Let's go ahead and copy it from there, paste it from here, and paste it here. Okay, so now I did everything. I have break, I have run. I'm going to hit Control S to save the code and run the command. Okay, now let's see what happens. Wait, I had a typo here. Okay, let's hit Control S. Now I should be seeing my program. There we go. The enemy is snoring, the enemy has spotted, the enemy swings its sword, and then it says -1. Did I really say to print -1? Well, it is my distance. Okay, I think, I mean, what if I change this to something like 30? Okay, let's hit Control S again and run the code. This just comes once. Isn't this in my while loop though? So in my switch, every time that is the case. Okay, maybe I go with something like 15. Okay, let's go with Control A, Control C. Whoops. Let's copy the code. Let's get Gemini up here real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and paste this. Go to the and see something like say. I think something is wrong with the code that I wrote. Okay, let's see. Look at your console. What you did to yourself or... Okay, do you see nothing or a mess? Architecting a disaster, is that how I pronounce it? Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. Let's see. By the end of 250 days, what kind of game are you going to make? Actually, I want to make a game where like there's... Okay, I'm assuming there might be an NPC who could actually attack me depending on what he thinks. I'm going to be having like a bunch of states and like different kind of game mechanics too. For that, I need a lot of meshes as well. But I want my enemy to actually have kind of a mind of its own type stuff. I did initially want to like chat with my NPC as well, like in game or like with a kind of an idle player that they reply depending on our chat history. But I think I might have enough days for that. I still need to like kind of design my game. Unity is easier because C# is easier. Actually, I haven't tried C#, but I feel like C++ is pretty fun as well. That said, the clinical diagnostics code has a logic black hole. Look at your idle case. If player distance is less than or equal to 7, your player distance starts at 15. You subtract 7, 2 every time. Iteration 1, 13 is 13. It's less than 7. 2 distance 11 is less than 7. Nothing prints. Continues. Da, da, da. Huh, oh, it's less than 7. The enemy is sleeping, but you aren't telling the user. A real AI is always doing something, even if it's just waiting. The reward for your struggle, okay, fix it. So move the C console output in idle, okay, move the console output in idle so it tells us the enemy is sleeping every frame. Okay, so if player distance is less than or equal to 7, state change. Enemy woke up. Oh, okay. I think I see. Here, let's go ahead and copy this. I'm gonna go ahead and delete this. Let's go ahead and paste this here. There we go. Let's go ahead and copy that, delete that, go there, paste it here. Okay, so this is basically where I was messing up on. Okay, this makes much more sense. Let's go ahead and paste this here. I would not need this. Actually, I might need it. I just want to display this once. Okay, let's go ahead and paste this here. I'm gonna go ahead and delete this. There, now let's hit control. Let's just save the code and run the command. Red pill, blue pill. There we go, finally. Enemies are snoring. The enemy 15, 13, 11, 9, 7, 5, 3, 1. Perfect. Now, I want to work on this in Unreal Engine. I'll be using Unreal Engine. Let's say something like, I see, ... It works, exclamation. Okay, that said, okay, let's see. So that said, I want to work with UE5 now. Do you think that this practice might be enough? Question mark. Okay, search Google ASKW ASKU. Okay, ASKU update live. What does it actually mean? Okay, that's it. Let's see. Guys, I feel like my chair is way too clumped up and I might want to drink some coffee because I'm kind of sleepy. Okay, guys, I actually didn't get enough sleep these past few days because we just moved like houses. Is it just me? Should I have kept this coffee in the fridge? It tasted awful. When is it gonna expire? I don't think it's expired though. Okay, best by April 2nd, 2026. Oh, we're good. Okay, let's just chug some more coffee. Because I think this kind of gives me energy. Should it taste like this? I hope that wasn't expired, guys. I don't want to get food poisoning. Okay, that's it. You think that's enough? You just learned how to walk. You want to run a marathon in the middle of a gale forest. Your stream is watching. Okay. The transition from console to Unreal Engine 5 in the console used a while loop in Unreal Engine used stick function. That makes sense. The engine handles the loop for us. Our code gives it our code just lives inside of it. If you're ready to prove yourself in Unreal Engine first mission, open Unreal Engine, create a new project, not blueprint, using third-person template. Create a new C++ class and inherits from character or actor. Okay, call it my enemy. The goal you're going to recreate your enum and your switch statement inside the tick function for that new class, the trap dark psychology. Most developers would just copy paste, but you want to be the best, so you want to stream. Okay, writing a clean code. I see. Okay. May is coffee juice. It's coffee juice. Honestly, I don't think like it's coffee juice. It's like, I mean, it is like kind of a vegan. Let me actually go to my main camera real quick. What up, guys? There we go. So it's technically just like, do people like hold the camera this way? There we go. So it's something like barbecue plant protein, and then if I were to turn here, it says that. Whoops. There we go. Does it say something? Can you see it? Okay, so it says like, I'm pretty sure you guys can see. There we go. It says dairy, soy, gluten free. Okay, I wanted to check if it's caffeine free because I'm glad it has caffeine in it. Although it does say that it is like a caramel coffee with natural flavors. That's it. Let's go ahead and keep this here. Let's go back to my gameplay screen. There we go. Guys, I feel like I'm awful at kind of using cameras. There we go. Or it might be a camera that's kind of dusty. Okay, so that everything aside, I'm gonna go ahead and open Unreal Engine. Just exit this from here. Open Unreal Engine again. And then, let's go to my Game Logics project. I'm gonna go ahead and run my code through here. Excuse me, guys. So Microsoft Visual Studio is loading. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and exit this, run my code real quick. Now this should open my Unreal Engine for me. Okay, let's see. Do you think Gemini is the best AI for coding? Actually, there are like much better AIs like Claude and all that stuff, because I feel like ChatGPT is good for like teaching us how to program. Claude is good like for actually generating programs. But different AIs, I think, like in my opinion, have different roles. For example, I use ChatGPT if I want to really like learn something in detail. I use Gemini for Unreal Engine because for Unreal Engine, I do need to work with the editor, so I must like take pictures, screenshots, and send it. And ChatGPT has a limited user-free version, unlike Gemini. I can like send, I think, up to like 100 pictures a day if I use Gemini. So I think Gemini is much better. And like Claude, I think it's like, I think Claude is paid for like for getting the actual good stuff. I mean, Copilot is good as well. It looks delicious. It's actually pretty good though. Okay, that's it. Let me go ahead and drink some water. Okay, now let's go ahead and run the code. I want to show you guys what I worked on like the before yesterday. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and run the code. There we go. So I can move around if I hit something like C. Hold up, guys, wrong project. Let's go back to home. Actually, I'm gonna exit this, exit that. Hold up, guys, give me a quick little second. That was the wrong project. My bad. I had to go with Summon X. There we go. I think this is my project name. Okay. So let's go all the way up here, run the code real quick. Okay, this should work because in the Summon X project, I actually added I actually summoned objects that had gravity with them. Unlike the Game Logic project that I created up there. In that, my enemy, when I actually summon them, they're just gonna be static. But I wanted to add some kind of movement to them. Okay, let's go up here. And then let's just extend this from there. Go to Untitled Project, go to something like Content Drawer. Then there we go. This has my menu in here. I'm gonna go to content. You can open my map. There we go. Now, if I run the code, I can go ahead and move around. If I hit C, an actor just randomly spawns off the ground. If I like spam my C, they just like shower actors. Depending on where I actually see the actor, where I'm facing, there we go. You can just like spawn them up. Okay, but that was like they like don't have any kind of life. I do want to like add life and all that stuff to them. Guys, can we like play soccer with this? Okay, yeah, so I want to work on the logic where they really move and they're not kind of just static like how they're right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and exit the code real quick. Okay, I'm gonna exit that. Now let me just go ahead and get Gemini up here. Let me say something like, I can say I already have a class where I added enhanced inputs and summoning logic with physics to them. Okay, but when I spawn my enemy, they just fall out of the sky and like lay on the floor. I can kick them though because of the physics, although I want them to have some kind, let's go with something like I want them to have some kind of enemy logic, ... Okay, let's go with something like a pair of parentheses here. Didn't want to use caps. Honestly, guys, I did not want to use caps. Okay, let's see. You tried. Okay, you're tired of typing in caps? Do you think the compiler cares if your fingers are tired? Do you think the player cares? Guys, I think like Gemini got the wrong idea. The harder the conflict, the more glorious the triumph. Is that pronounced? Said by Thomas Paine. Your enemies are falling out of the sky and laying on the floor like lazy students because you gave them a body but no soul. You've mastered gravity, but you haven't mastered the will If you can kick them around, they aren't just enemies, they're ragdolls. Your stream wants to see a fight, not a soccer match with corpses. The Unreal Engine 5 Soul Architecture. Since you already have a class, we aren't starting over, but we're going to perform the surgery. To make your ragdolls stand up and think, you need to understand that Unreal logic is usually separated from the mesh, the header.h, and the definition. Okay, you must declare enum and your state variable here because this is Unreal. We use enum blueprint so the engine and your future self can see what's happening. I see. So enum blueprint type. The tick.cpp, the heartbeat, you mentioned physics. If your game are just falling, they're likely in a ragdoll state. We need to ensure that once they hit the ground, their brain, the tick function, takes over and, excuse me guys, switches them to an idle or patrol state. Your architectural challenge did not disappoint me. Go to your existing C++ enemy class. I want you to add the following. The enum, add enum class, name it enum state, you int 8. Above your class declaration, give it idle chasing attack. Alright, okay. I don't think, okay, that didn't sound confusing at all. Probably, I think I got it, guys. The variable inside the class protected section add you property visible anywhere blueprint read only enemy state is gonna be current state. Okay, so give it idle chasing an attack. The logic in native tick or tick write a switch current state. The tough question, if your enemy simulates physics, ragdoll, a simple switch statement won't make them stand up. Do you plan to transition from physics object to thinking actor? Are you going to disable simulate physics once they hit the ground, or are you going to stay on the floor forever while you kick? Let's say something like, I think that I can disable the simulate physics's check. Okay, I guess I could disable that. It wouldn't hurt that much. Okay, where's the pupil who does not surpasses master said by Leonardo da Vinci? Okay, your stream is watching you. They want to see the stealth, the architecture. If your enemy is a character, use a character movement. Okay, let me actually say something like, Sensei, my enemy is a actor. I did not know that we could create enemy characters, question mark. What is recommended, question mark, creating enemy actor or character? Huh, because I thought the character is just for our player character. I did not know that it's for like actually adding enemies too. Okay, don't tell me you're surprised if you don't know your tools. You're just a tourist in the engine. Your stream is watching. You realize you've been building on sand instead of concrete. Preparation is the key to success, said by Alexander Graham Bell. Listen closely because this choice will determine if your enemy is a mindless prop or a lethal predator. I see. Okay, the verdict, actor versus character. Movement, you have it. Okay, scratch. You have to code it from scratch. Okay, includes character movement component, easy. Navigation does not understand nav naturally, built-in support for pathfinding. Gravity physics, manual, messy, handles walking. Character is much better in that case. AI integration, a nightmare to sync with AI controllers designed specifically to be possessed by AI. My recommendation, if you want an enemy that actually hunts you and moves like a living being, you use a character using a raw actor for an enemy is like trying to build a car by starting a pile of iron or... Okay, stupid! Why your actor is a ragdoll, the reason your actor is just laying there is that it has no movement logic to keep it upright or navigate the world. A character has a capsule component that acts as the feet and it keeps the mesh from collapsing into a pile of polygons. your moment of truth, the header rebuild. Since you realized the character, I want you to create a new class inheriting from character. We're going to do this right. Write the header file, blah blah blah. Okay, let me work on my character logic first in that case. I opened Blender by mistake. Hold up, guys. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna go to something like tools. I'm gonna go to new class. Let's add a character class. There we go. I'm gonna name it something like I'm gonna go with something like boss. Boss. There. Okay, then let's go ahead and create a class. Now, inside my class, I'm gonna go ahead and firstly wait for it to reload all. Guys, let me just go ahead and stretch a little. There, let's reload all. Guys, I feel like this new setup that I have, even though I have like much more space, like, whoops. Okay, even though I have like much more space in the back, I have like, I'm kind of cramped in front. Okay, because usually this is how my chair is. Like, let me go to my main camera real quick. Bro, why are you using fast instead of pro? Honestly, does it make a difference? Takes longer for advanced math and code. I guess I can use pro. I appreciate you, Beast Anime. Is that Pin's your name? Honestly, I did not really realize any of this. I think pro is like much better. Okay, solve complex problem. I think pro is good in that case. Why was I not using pro? Did I not like know about it? Okay, that's it. What I was saying before I actually got kind of interrupted by actually hitting the floor here. If I go to my main camera, there we go. So technically, let me go in the center of my screen. There we go. I have like a lot of space in the back, but then in the front, I don't have enough space because like this is like I gotta be this back to actually have my room or my leg space up there. Plus, back when I used to like stream before I actually moved in here, I could like increase my chairs' size. Like if I extend that, I could increase my chairs' size. Hey, you know what? I don't think it's that bad. I think like increasing the chairs' size is kind of good. Let me just go up and here. There we go. Honestly, why didn't I really do this before? Okay, why didn't I really do this before? I think it's pretty good. Maybe I might want to go a bit lower. There. I think that's good, guys. Okay, I should have done this before. Why did I think of this? Okay, let me go back to my gameplay screen. Hold up, guys. There we go. Okay, perfect. Now let's try adding the code up here. So I went up ahead and I created my boss's class. I'm going to go to my boss's header files. In my header files, I want to add character movement to my boss. So what is something that I might want to do? Excuse me, guys. Firstly, I don't think I need a static mesh, do I? I can already add a static mesh, so I don't really think I might need one. Instead, in C++, blah blah, static mesh. Isn't there anything that I did here? I seriously didn't do a damn thing up here. Okay, so I mean, if my character can just spawn by itself, sure. I might go to my Necromancer's C++ file. I have a summon function. Okay, so in my summon function, I have a T subclass of summon by actor. This is gonna be my summon object from a minion. And then I'm about to go ahead and let's say copy the U property. Let's go with something like store physical body. What happens if I... Okay, wait, let's go to my C++. Hold up, guys. So I go with something like summon object. Oh, I just got a genius idea. This is going to be from my a bosses class. This is going to be summon object, T subclass a boss. Let's go with something like minion.h, and then I'm going to go ahead and include. Let's go with something like include a pair of parentheses. I'm going to go with boss.h. Boss and its header files. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and go with something like a boss, which is going to be called something like boss object. That is going to be my minion object. Okay, let's hit Control S to save the code. And that's like right about it, to be honest. I have a summon action, that's pretty good. And then I'm going to go with something like Necromancer.C++. Okay, that is world to spawn. If world is set to true and summon object is set to true, I do this. Next up, I'm gonna go with another if statement. I mean, I'll remove my else clause. I'm gonna go with another if statement here that checks if my world and my boss object, let's go with something like boss objects. Okay, if they both are set to true, then I'm gonna do something. Firstly, I wanna go ahead and add a comment that says something like spawn. I'm gonna go with something like spawn location 300 centimeters away from the character. Okay, from the character is a space. Okay, and then I'm gonna go with something like an f vector, which is technically a 3D vector, VECTOR, okay, which is going to be represented by a local variable called something like spawn location that is going to be equal to my get actor location. I'm going to go ahead and get my actor's location from here, and then I'm going to go ahead and add that. Let's copy this real quick just so I didn't have a typo here. Pretty sure I did. There we go. Okay, so I get for my spawn location, I get my actor's location, and then I want to get my actor. Let's go with get actor forward vector, get which way my actor is facing, which way my actor's chest is facing, and then I'm going to go ahead and increase that by 3 because I want my character to spawn 300 centimeters away from my character's chest. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and end this with a semicolon. Then let's go with an F rotator. This is just going to be get actor rotation. I'm going to set this equal to, let's go with spawn rotation, which my actor is going to face. I'm going to set that equal to my get actor rotation with a pair of parentheses ending with a semicolon. Alright, now that's pretty much it. There. Okay, once I'm done with that, I'm actually going to spawn my actor with spawn character. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and spawn my character. There, I'm going to go with something like my world, which points towards the spawn actors this function. Actually, spawn actors this template that requires a parameter of my a boss. That's going to be my template. Spawn actor, ACTOR. Did I spell actor correct? I did. Then I go with the pair of parentheses. There we go. Now I'm going to give my actors his name. It's going to be called something like boss object. And then I'm going to go ahead and give it spawn location. It's going to be spawn location. And then I'm going to give it spawn rotation. I'm going to go with spawn rotation. ROTATION. And then I'm going to go ahead and end this with a semicolon. Here's the thing. Did I mess these spellings up? I'm very sure I did. I'm going to go ahead and copy this. Paste it here. Copy that. Paste it here. Guys, how did I mess up the spelling twice? Okay, and then once I'm done with that, I'm gonna go with something like a G engine. Okay, I think it's gonna be G engine. Okay, which points towards a add on screen debug message. Basically, what a add on screen debug message is that whenever an actor spawns or whenever this is executed, I'm gonna go ahead and like display my text on my actual Unreal's window instead of on my output logs or my console. Add on screen debug message, it requires a few parameters. The first is going to be a key, which is going to be -1, because I want it to disappear, not just completely stay in my screen permanently. And then I'm going to go with time for how long do I want it to stay in my window. I'll go with 14 seconds. And then, that's too much. I'll go with 5 seconds. 8 seconds. And then I'm going to go ahead and add a color. So I'm going to go with my F color as a structure. And the F does represent a structure. Okay, let's go with something like red. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and add a text. What text do I want to display on my window when my boss spawns? I'm going to go with something like boss has spawned. A boss has spawned. SPAWNED. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and end this with a semicolon. I think that's right about it now. Gonna hit Control S to save the code. Gonna go to Necromancer's header files, copy that, paste it here. There. Excuse me, guys. The reason I'm yawning is because I did not get enough sleep yesterday. You property, blueprint read only. Guys, ignore the red underlines, it's just my editor. Now let's hit Control S to save the code. Control S to save the code. Control S, whoops, and Control S. Everything saved. Let's open my Unreal Engine. I'm gonna hit Control Alt F11. To compile my code, let's get this here. Okay, it's live compiling. Let's wait for it to compile real quick. While it's compiling, let's have a chat, guys. Actually, I think it's done compiling. I want to kind of stretch my legs up, to be honest. Okay, successfully linked. Now, I'm going to go to my content drawer. I'm going to go to classes. Let's go to something like my boss's class. I'm going to create a blueprint class for it. Let's call it something like BP_boss. There. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and create a class. Okay, now inside my class, I'm gonna go ahead and let's say add a static mesh. This is gonna be something like my boss. Let's go with something like boss. Wait, in my content drawer, hold up, guys. In my content drawer, I did load my game items in. Okay. I mean, that is skeleton mesh, not a static mesh. I'm gonna add a component here that says static mesh. There. And this is going to be my boss. And guys, just absolutely ignore it if it looks kind of awful. This does not look like a boss here. I'm going to go with something like E to rotate. Let's turn it 90 degrees. Maybe 180. And then I'm going to hit W and get myself a bit in front. There. Okay, 3D Sam done. Entering 4th average C GPA. Oh, 3rd semester done, entering 4th. That actually sounds kind of cool. Nothing posted on LinkedIn. Actually, I did not really create LinkedIn yet. I did not have the time, guys, because I have an exam next week and I just have I just moved to a new place as well. So I feel like there's so much on my plate right now. That's one reason why I did not stream yesterday, because I had repair guys come over. So I had to actually stay with them, telling them what's fault and all that stuff. Okay, that's sad. That's good. Once I'm done with this, I'm gonna go with summoning. Nope, the summoning is going to be for my boss's self. Okay, I guess there is no summoning here. Instead, I'm gonna compile this. My summoning is gonna be right here. Let's go ahead and Necromancer is the only class up here. Oh, my bad, guys. I had to go to Necromancer. There we go. I'm going to go to my details panel and type summoning. There. Now I have a boss object. This is going to be my BP_boss. Okay, well, I mean, that's pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead and compile the code again real quick. Wait, before I compile the code, hold up, guys. What am I in so much hurry for? I'm going to go to my IMC default. In my IA summon, I'm going to click plus. This is gonna be with G. Summon action for G. Okay, let's go to my Necromancer's C++ file. I'm gonna go ahead and copy this. Okay, this is summon action. That is started. Necromancer summon. I want to summon my other objects. For that, I gotta go ahead and go to my header files. Under my check here, I'm gonna go with something like C_press. Whoops, let's go with something like a word function of C_pressed with a pair of parentheses ending with a semicolon, and another word function of C_released with a pair of parentheses ending with a semicolon. And then I'm gonna go with a Boolean check of something like Boolean is C pressed. Okay, which is going to be equal to false initially. Then, just to save time, I'm going to go ahead and copy this. I'm going to paste it here. And let's change it to be something like B is B pressed. Going to copy those. Going to paste it here. This is going to be B. And that is going to be B as well. There we go. Then I hit Control S to save the code. Now inside this, let's see. So I have RMB pressed, RMB released, C pressed, B pressed. I'm going to go to my C++ file. Okay, so I have an R and B pressed here. Under that, I'm gonna add a comment that says something like C pressed function, pressed function. This is gonna be a function to check if my white function from my necromancer's class. Okay, let's go ahead and paste it here real quick. Alright guys, there we go. So from my necromancer's class, I'm gonna go ahead and call my C underscore press this function. Pressed with a pair of parentheses and then a pair of curly braces. Did I spell C pressed wrong? Okay, let's copy this just to make sure I don't have a typo. And I'm gonna go ahead and paste this here. There. Pressed. There, so if my C is pressed, I'm gonna set my boolean is C pressed to be equal to true, ending with a semicolon. Then I'm gonna go ahead and copy this just to save some time, paste it here. This is gonna be something like false. There. And instead of press, I'm going to change this to be released. Okay, and then I'm going to copy the two of these. I should copy this whole thing. Guys, this is just for me to save some time. That's the reason I'm copying this. Gonna change that to something like F. Gonna change this to something like F. Let's change that to something like F, F, and F. Wait, I did not have an F. It's supposed to be B. Whoops. Let's go with B pressed. B pressed. I'm gonna go with something like B pressed. Let's go with something like B pressed. Whoops. Let's go with Control Z. There. And lastly, I'm gonna go ahead and change that to be B as well. Okay, now this is pretty much it. Let's go down to my linking up here. Summon object. That's necromancer. Okay, I'm gonna go with something like enhanced input component that points towards a bind action. I'm gonna go with EIC. Let's go with something like a bind action. I want to bind a action now. I want to bind a action for my summon action. There, I'm gonna have a trigger event. Okay, now for my trigger event type, I'm gonna go with started. If an event has started on this object and my event apparently happened to be, let's copy that. Okay, if it happened to be something like C underscore pressed. There, this is going to be for my C underscore pressed. Just to save time, I'm going to go ahead and copy this. And guys, this is like a pretty fun and easy little shortcut. I'm going to delete that real quick. This is going to be C released. Okay, and then let's go ahead and copy the two of these. Gonna paste it here. This is going to be for B. That is going to be for B released. There we go. I think that's pretty much it. Now I should be able to differentiate as to whether or not I'm pressing my C or B. This is going to be completed. And then I'm going to double click that, copy that, paste it here. There. Now let's hit Control S to save the code. Hit Control S to save the code here as well. I'm going to go ahead and compile my code in Unreal Engine. Let's go with Control Alt F11. I clicked F12 by mistake. There we go. Let's run the code real quick. Successfully patched. I'm going to go ahead and run the code now. If I were to go ahead and walk around, hit C. Why did it say boss spawn as well? What if I click the C? C spawns both boss and my actor. Fine, I'm gonna go ahead and exit this. Now let's fix a tiny bit of mistake here in that case. So okay, so I'm gonna go with something like this. So let's go with something like if my boolean of is C pressed and world, and that is set to true, and then my actor spawns. Else, I'm gonna go here. Let's go with something like and. Let's go with and. There we go. This is going to be B. I'm gonna hit Control S to save the code. Now let's get Unreal Engine back here. Let's go with Control Alt F11. Okay, let's wait to compile this. Okay, bro, any advice? Oh my gosh, guys, I did not see the comment. Hold up, guys. Okay, nothing posting LinkedIn. At this point, it feels like I'm done. Bro, any advice? Any advice? I'm a spawn it. Honestly, I think, let's see. So, third semester done, entering fourth semester, average GPA, nothing to post on LinkedIn. At this point, feels like I'm done. Bro, any advice? Honestly, I would say like not to give up, because if you give up, I feel like it might just be over. Although, if you have like an average GPA, I mean, I think it might still be, because average GPA isn't like 3.0 or so, because you could like work a bit harder type stuff and like for example, start streaming or something, so you have more stuff to add in your resume. Get as much as, if you're working on programming, get extra programming experience, and like write a lot of projects and upload it on your let's say GitHub, so like people could actually check your projects out. But the real thing would be to what you call it, actually work on doing something and like getting proficient at it, because that's actually what people see at the end of the day after the what you call it, the resume. See, why does boss and actor both spawn? My B, as for now, does not work, so let's go ahead and fix that real quick. Something that I might need. Open full blueprint editor, there we go. I'm gonna go here. Not simulate class defaults, class settings. I see all that things here, but I don't really need that stuff. This isn't class defaults. For some reason, why do I think that? Okay, this is viewports, there we go. Okay, let's extend this real quick. How old are you? Honestly, I am like 18 years old. Bro, I meant like codes ain't for me. Honestly, if like you don't enjoy programming, then I would like recommend to do something that you really enjoy, and like maybe like track yourself in that as well, and like keep some kind of record of you actually having a lot of hours in doing that stuff. That's it. What is something that you actually prefer? Is it like modeling or so? Okay, that's it. Let's go out of here. Class defaults, class settings. I think class settings should be good. The necromancer. That's capsule. Okay, this is for my boss. Here's the thing. Why do both spawn together? Let's think. So I have a necromancer's summon. This summons both together. Instead of sea breast, I'm gonna go with something like summon. Okay, so summon action started, necromancer summon. Wait, let me think real quick. So this is gonna be summon, okay. Should this be triggered? Okay, wait, let's go with Control Z. Okay, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and just delete this real quick. I'm gonna go with something like an if statement that checks something like boolean of is C pressed. Okay, if this is the case, then I'm gonna go ahead and do something. The deeper I get, the more I feel like getting into farming. Honestly, I'd say farming isn't that bad as well. Whatchamacallit, it actually ultimately depends on what you like, because at the end of the day, you're gonna be, if you actually get a job, you'll have to be doing it for years. And if it feels like a nightmare, I feel like, I mean, if you're the kind of person that actually likes doing stuff that's really tough, it would be kind of good and all that stuff. But I would like recommend doing something that you really love. Okay, let's go with something like boolean of is B pressed. There we go. Then I'm gonna go ahead and copy that. Delete that from here, paste that here. Go ahead and copy this. And paste it here. Now, let's hit Control S to save the code. Hi doing, Zarkia, appreciate you joining the stream. There we go, let's go ahead and get my Unreal Engine up here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and let's say live compile. So I'm gonna go with Control Alt F11. Let's live compile real quick. Okay, let's go ahead and exit this real quick. Now, if I were to go ahead and run the code, if I hit C, nothing spawns. That's actually pretty. Okay, so B pressed, B pressed. I haven't spoken about health, so I might really remove started from here. Should I? If I go with Control Z, okay, let's go ahead and remove all this stuff. What could be something that I might be messing up on here? Is it something really silly? Okay, why is it that both summon at the same time? So both my objects spawn exactly at the same time, but if I press B, it does not spawn. I think it might be if I were to go to on my Unreal Engine, open this thing here. That is Necromancer, this is boss. So if I were to go to myself, okay, just for instance, what if I were to I don't know, what was it? Let's see. Simulate, was it simulate physics? So I could go with simulate physics, sure. And then physics material. What am I missing? Let me think. What am I missing? What am I missing? Okay, there's nothing that I'm missing here. I can go ahead and compile. Let's go to something like math. I'm gonna go to Necromancer, type something like summoning. Oh, it might be inputs. Hold up, guys. It might be input. It might be input. I created a C action, did I not? RMB action, look action, bind action. So my bind action had my summoning in here. If I were to go to my Necromancer's header files, my summoning action was technically linked to my... Okay, it was technically linked. So if I were to copy this, and then if I were to go ahead and paste this here, I'm gonna go with something like boss summon action. I'm gonna go ahead and type something like boss. So this is going to be my boss summon action, and control I should save the code. I'm gonna go to my Necromancer's as header files. Now in my header files, let's think, boss summon action. So I have a regular summon action right right here. Minion. Where's my summon action for my boss? Okay, hold up, guys. Header file does not got anything. Okay, do I see a summon action? There we go. So I see a summon action up there. These are bind actions. Boolean. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and let's say copy this. Let's copy this entire summon action from here. The thing is, do I really want to summon? Okay, so this is going to be summon. It's not my summon action. That is summon action. This is going to be boss summon action. Bro, how are you streaming two videos? Honestly, one is vertical and the other is horizontal because a few people prefer watching this in their phone using portrait mode, and the other people prefer watching it in their PC or something using the landscape mode. That's a control S. Dude, how you doing? GSF, I appreciate you joining the stream. Okay, so now with my boss summon action, this should work. I'm gonna copy this. Okay, let's copy this real quick. Check the chat. Chat. Okay, did you like say a message like somewhere up there? Okay, because I actually have the chat open here. I'm like actually reading the chats. Let's go ahead and paste this. This is gonna be something like summon function could have two separate summon actions. Why do I feel like this was genius? Or I mean, it was pretty basic, but still. Now if I did control, I should save the code. If I were to go to my Unreal Engine, hit something like control alt F11 to compile the code real quick. Let's wait for this to compile first. Okay, let me wait for it to compile. There we go, result succeeded. I'm gonna go ahead and exit this. Once it's done compiling, if I were to type something like input here, or maybe before I go to input, I'm going to go to my MC defaults, and then I'm going to go with something like summon. There is no way this was set to C. I mean, this was set to G. How would I have summoned my stuff? No way I had a stupid typo up there. What if I click C? C actor spawns, B actor spawns. I had a typo up there. What was the point of making all these changes? I'll just delete the B and add another mapping. Now this time, this mapping is going to be for my summon boss. I'm going to go out of up here, going to go here, going to go to content, going to go to input. Now let's right click. I'm going to go with an action input. I mean, I think one summon should have multiple summons. Let's go with IA underscore boss. Okay, and then I'm gonna go to something like my necromancer up here. Let's type input. Okay, for my input, I'm gonna go ahead and let's say extend my details panel firstly. It's kind of small. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and add something like this is boss summon action. Did I just not create my boss summon action? I did create it. Shit, I named it something wrong. It's fine. Okay, let's go here. Let's go to Necromancer's instance. I'm gonna go with something like I underscore boss. Okay, that's perfect. Now this should work. Let's go with something like summoning. Okay, so for my summoning, I have a blueprint underscore minion, a blueprint underscore boss. I'm gonna go ahead and shrink this up here, remove that. Compile my code. Before I compile my code, but there's a tiny thing that I want to do. I might wanna fact check where is my mesh. Okay, there is my mesh here. Did I have a mesh selected? I mean, I think it's good. I think it's good. Let's hit Control Alt F11 to compile the code real quick. Let's wait for this to compile. Okay, do you not care if I'm waiting? Let me say something like did you send a message question mark? Did you send a chat question mark? Because I honestly don't see any chats. I did not. Okay, honestly, I did not receive a chat because like I think in case you like said something that was like flagged to Nightbot or like YouTube, because all I see here is the do you check the chat? Do you not care? I'm waiting. Those are the only chats that I like actually see. That's it. I'm gonna go here with none. This is gonna be something like my IA underscore boss. That is gonna be, let's say, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and summon my boss if I hit B. Now, let's go ahead and run the code. If I were to hit B, okay, if I hit C, actor spawns. I wanna go ahead and compile, maybe because I did not compile. Alright guys, let's compile real quick. There we go, 3 seconds of compilation. Let's run the code again. B. What am I doing wrong that I can't summon? Necromancer, I did everything to be honest. Let's think. Let's go back up here. So technically, what I did here, either thing that might be wrong could be my boolean of his pressed or my world boss object. Okay, so I have a world actor spawn. This is a boss that is boss object. So for my T subclass of, I created two separate T subclass of both that are categorized inside summoning. I made a programming language on GitHub slash Andolium Embers slash release slash tag slash VO. I see that actually sounds kind of cool. Honestly, what programming language is it? Okay, so I have boss summon. So I got two U properties, one for boss summon action and one for this. Both go in input. Boss summon action and excuse me guys. I mean, to be honest, I think I did everything correct, right? I have a C underscore pressed and a C underscore released. Pressed released. If I were to go to my necromancer, I have Adam's Queen. Okay, I might add an else clause here. Else, I'm gonna go with a pair of curly braces. Let's copy my G engine and paste it here. I'm gonna say boss has a not spawned. Okay, now let's hit control, let's just save the code. I wrote it in C, it's called emp. That actually sounds really cool. Okay, let's go here, let's go with control alt F11. And now let's wait for this to compile real quick. It is cracked, that actually sounds awesome. Okay, let's exit that, let's run the code. Now, if I were to hit B, C works. Boss has not spawned. Okay, why does my B not work? Let me think this through now. For my this thing here, I had a mesh character. Okay. I'm positive I did not add a few checks because I think I might need a check. What if I go with something like here? Let's go with something like viewports. There, so this is my Blipper minion, this is my Necromancer. Something is locked. Why is this locked? Huh. Okay, might be a skill issue, but I find C++ way harder than C. I mean, I haven't tried C, but I've been using C++ for I think a while now, and I think C++ is pretty easy and fun once we understand it. I haven't worked with C yet though. Actor spawns. Okay, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Okay, so one thing that I might be doing wrong is that I'm having a summon function that is correct, but my boss is not being spawned. World both needs to have a world, that's correct. Boss, spawn location, spawn rotation. Okay, let's see. Switches can only do one character. C++ sucks. Guys, C++ sucks is kind of crazy. I feel it's kind of fun. Okay, you world get world. A necromancer. Okay, I think that's correct. It might be my pick. So I have started. I have a summon action. Oh, I see. Hold up, guys. Let's copy this. Well, no wonder I can't summon my boss because I need to add a boss summon action. Okay, it's mid. It's nice that it has object-oriented programming where C doesn't, but it's way complicated and necessary. It was my main inspiration. That actually sounds kind of cool. Okay, that's it. Let's hit control. Let's just save the code. Whoops, let me fix my typo real quick. This is gonna be... there we go. Let's go with something like a boss summon action. There. Now let's hit control, let's just save the code. This makes so much more sense. And now my boss is actually gonna spawn. Okay, Rust has a safer memory management system. Honestly, yeah, that does make sense. I feel like different programming languages serve different purposes, if that makes any sense. Okay, let's go with Control Alt F11. Okay, so basically it's like I've heard people like use different programming languages to like make a specific program so it has like different kinds of functionalities at its peak. For example, they use C++ for speed, Python for like the AI and all that stuff. So let's run the code. Plus EMP is faster as C++. Is as fast as C++. Honestly? Okay, let's go with something like B. Boss has spawned. C. Actor has spawned. Does it by any chance spawn a boss as well? Boss has not spawned. That is awesome. Alright guys, finally. Took it sweet time. Let's go with C. Actor has spawned. It still spams boss has not spawned. Like, can you not spam? I might remove my boss has not spawned. There, let's hit Control S. Now, let me get my lunch in here. Rust can do both. AMP uses LLVM, I see. Okay, let's go with Control Alt F11. Now, finally, I can work on adding a few AI logic to this part. Okay, let's run the code. I'm gonna go with something like C. Actors have spawned. B. Bosses have spawned. B. Wait, am I facing somewhere? Guys, I can't even like move my finger properly because of my blister. Okay, C++ uses LLVM2. I see. Excuse me, guys. Okay, now let's go ahead and actually activate gravity for my boss, or simulate gravity. I'm gonna go with something like LATE. Simulate physics. There we go. Let's compile. Let's run the code. This is going to be kind of fun, guys. Watch my boss just fall off the sky like Lego pieces. Bop. Let's... Where are my bosses even spawning? Let's walk in front. A whole trial of bosses. Let's add a few actors to the mix. Alright, that's enough playing for now. But my syntax is cleaner, I see. Okay, that's it. Let's go all the way up here. Now, let's get Gemini here. There. Let's say something like, Sensei, I created a character for my boss and linked him so my player can click B to spawn my boss's character. Now, how do I add enemy logic to him? There we go, let's see. Developing enemy logic, guys. Pro does sound kind of cool. Defining enemy brain logic. Okay, so you spawned a boss now. You did. You spawned a mannequin. Is that pronouncing a boss that doesn't think is just a bag of XP waiting to be collected. The enemy is fear. We think it is hate, but it is fear, said by Gandhi. Is that pronouncing name? That said, your stream is watching your boss stand there like a confused tourist. It's embarrassing. If you want this boss to terrify your player, you need to give it a brain. We're going to surgically implant the logic we practiced in the console right now into Unreal's character. Phase 1, the brain blueprint header file. You're not writing spaghetti code, we're writing clean architecture, opening my boss.h or whatever you named your character class. Just call me boss.h, okay? Do not mess this up, the Unreal header tool is watching, and it has zero tolerance for typos. I want to see in your header file the enum they use, enum, so Unreal understands it. The select variable so we can track the brain, the helper function. We don't have to shove all our logic into tick like amateurs. The helper function. Okay, we create a dedicated function called update boss logic. Copy and paste this pragma core mybossgenerated.h. So this is the header files, right? Make sure this matches your file name. It does. Define the mind enum. So I gotta create a Unreal's enum, which is blueprint type. Enum class. Okay. Boss state int idle chase attack. Meta display name idle. Meta display name chase. Meta display name attack. Class, okay, I have this part. The brain variables property visible anywhere, blueprint read only. Category AI. Distance to player. Wide update logic. Okay, firstly, the thing that I always prefer doing is firstly copying this part because I want to check that it works before I really type it out, if that makes any sense. Okay, so before I really study my code, I like to check if it works. There. So I have a enum class. And then let's go ahead and grab Unreal Engine back up here. Wait, the enum class goes above, correct? Then I'm gonna go ahead and add my brain. So property, the brain variables. Let's copy that. This is gonna be under my virtual void. Okay. There we go. So under my begin play, I have that stuff. And then let's get Gemini back up here. Okay, I'll have a distance as well. And the reason I'm copying it with the comments too is because I want to actually read the comments when I'm studying the code. Okay, I think I forgot one tiny comment, but that is pretty self-explanatory. It's the define the mind. Let's copy that. What up, guys? Let's go with Control C there. Now I'm gonna go ahead and paste that here. Okay. Let's hit Control. Let's just save the code. Go with Control A, Control C. Copy that. Get Gemini here. Paste it. Go with Shift Enter and see something makes sense. Done. Okay, let's see the next part. Analyzing the code. Honestly, I feel like Pro is so much better. Okay, constructing the logic, crafting the response, slow thinking. Finally, a clean header. I was expecting a crime scene, but you gave me a blueprint. Quality is not an act, it's a habit, said by Astrobol. The operator connecting the brain. Your stream is waiting for this boss to wake up. Right now, he's in a coma. Okay, we're going to inject the logic. Open boss.c++ or wherever your file is named. You have 3 critical tasks. If you fail one, the boss stays dead. Step 1, the includes. We need to see the player to hunt the player. Unreal doesn't give you the player for free. You have to ask for them. Okay, add this at the very top of our C++ file. Also, we are going to be using the Kismet's library here. I have used this once. Okay, let's copy these. Okay, if you forget this, the compiler will scream at you that it doesn't know what you gameplay statics, okay, is. Do not embarrass me. The second step. Boss, this looks somewhat like a constructor. I think so. I gotta go in C++, current state, blah, blah, blah. Okay, do you need Gemini Pro? I can help you with that. Honestly, I feel like whatchamacallit, I haven't used Pro in a while, or like actually I haven't used any kind of paid AI in general. But if I ever need that, I might actually get it sometimes. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and copy that, delete this from here. Let's go ahead and paste it there. There we go. That's the next step. I'm gonna go all the way up here. And guys, I just realized I have like an exam. I think this Monday or Thursday. So I gotta prepare for that as well. So I might just stream for another 10 to 15 minutes. Or until I don't figure this part out, or until I don't check this if this works. If it works, next stream I'm gonna be working more on this, actually on learning how this works. Beacon ever tick. Let's go ahead and paste this here. There we go. And guys, again, the reason I am kind of copying this is because I need to actually see if it works before I really try to implement this logic or like try studying it, because I don't really want to study a wrong code. Replace your tick with this. Okay, let's try replacing my tick. So there we go. Okay, call when the game starts or when spawns. You can play. Wait, hold up, guys. In that case, I might just call every frame. This is my tick. Okay, I guess I'm gonna go here. There. Okay, so the new things that I did add is find ready player, measure distance, safety check, run the brain. Okay, give me your mail. I'm gonna send you the invitation link for Gemini Pro. Honestly, that does sound pretty generous. I appreciate you. Save the telco. I'll definitely let you know if I want to use Pro. Although, guys, I have like a hard time actually accepting free stuff for some reason. But if I ever am planning to use it, I might actually let you know, because I think that Gemini so far is being helpful. But if I see that it starts getting dumb, I might need to actually move on to Pro. Step 4, the logic, the brain. You declared while update boss logic in the header, but it doesn't exist in the C++ yet. Scroll to the bottom of the file and create this. This is the moment of truth. Write this code. Oh, we use an F string of state name. I did not know F strings exist in like C++. Dark psychology step or dark psychology tip. Print the state so your stream can see the brain working. I mean, I guess it's fine. Update boss logic. This entire thing is the boss logic. Don't just copy paste blindly. Look at the update logic function. Yeah, I will actually read that stuff too. I'm gonna go here under my begin play and paste this. Whoa, that's a lot of. Okay, actually, it's not a lot of logic. It was just a bunch of switches. Okay, I guess I'm gonna hit Control S here as well. Okay, is that it? If close enough, do that, else do that. Okay, I'm gonna open my Unreal Engine now. In Unreal Engine, I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna disable physics, compile. Go there, hit Control Alt F11. Let's compile my code real quick. Okay, let's wait for it to compile. So there we go, result succeeded. Gonna go ahead and close this and run the code. Now, if I hit B, boss is chasing you. Distance. Boss is clearly not moving towards me. With B. Boss has spawned. Boss is chasing you. Alright, guys, there are multiple bosses. Okay, my boss isn't literally chasing you, but I see where this is going. All I gotta do is move my boss's position using the player movement component. Okay, I might do that next stream, to be honest. Let's say something like, let's say it says that my boss is chasing me, but my boss's mesh does not move. Okay, I probably got to add a character movement component. Jigsaw needs to add Gemini for this because it's kind of easy, but I kind of got to go soon too. Okay, that's it. Okay, analyzing the movement issue, clarifying the core concepts, implementing the move. Guys, whoever actually recommended, let me actually scroll and see. Okay, can't actually find who recommended me to use the pro version, but guys, I actually huge shout out to them because I feel the pro is so much better. Actually, the foundational key to all success, said by Pablo Picasso, is that his name? The missing link, the AI controller. In Unreal Engine characters, the puppet AI controller is the puppeteer. To make him move, we need to tell the controller to do something, so include AI controller.h. Interesting. I have never used this. I thought we would have used character movement components. excuse me guys, update the chase logic. Okay, let's copy this for the chase logic. This is actually quite strange. AI controller has a red underline in our open source file. Okay. Let's just paste this here real quick. AI controller. Is this some kind of class that I need to copy? Okay, let's see the next stuff as well. Okay. The trap, the nav mesh, stop, do not compile yet. Do this in the editor. Go to place actor panel, search new nav mesh volume, drag it to the world, scale it up so it covers where the boss walks, speed, your orders, AI. Okay, wait, let me say something like, let's say where I added the, let's go with something like the AI controller dot h, it shows a red underline. So is something wrong there? Okay, defining the problem. Let's wait for Gemini. While Gemini's thinking, I might really hydrate my lips real quick. Alright, guys. Of course it's ready. You're trying to break into a bank without the key. Did you think the engine would just let you grab the AI system for free? If you wish to converse with the gods, you must learn their language said by Socrates. Unreal Engine is modular, it doesn't load every single feature by default because it would make the game slow and bloated. You're trying to use AI module, but your project doesn't know it exists. That red underline is the engine laughing at your lack of preparation. The fix, the edit build file, follow these steps. Find the scroll in the build.cs file, go to your Solution Explorer Visual Studio, look inside games, project files, your name, okay? Example, SummonX, look for SummonX.cs, add the module, open your file, you'll see a line that looks like this. You need to add AI module, that's this, okay? Change it to look something to look like this. I really know how to do this, so I'm gonna go with Control Alt L, get my Solution Explorer here, go to SummonX, let's go to something like configure source, SummonX. Wait, what did the Gemini say again? Hold up, guys. Okay, so build.cs, it should look something like SummonX build.cs. SummonX, okay, that is SummonX, is not build.cs. I see target.cs, not build.cs. Is it inside of my reference? Nope, inside my configure. Alright, where's my build.cs? Let's see. This is engine, Unreal Engine 5. That's my game, SummonX. Source. Did Gemini say I might find it in the source? Your project source, your project name, find your project name build.cs. Oh, I see. Okay. Source, my project name, SummonX build.cs. There we go. There. Now I'm gonna go ahead and exit that. I'm gonna go ahead and copy this. Okay, I have enhanced inputs added. I'm gonna go automate there and paste it here. Okay, let's delete that. So now the thing that I have, let's actually get this in a new line so it's a bit more readable. There, so what I got right now is public dependency modular. So I have AI module and navigation systems too. I'm gonna control that to save the code. And now magically, let's copy, paste. Magically it should work somehow. I mean, I'm positive it is going to eventually work now. Gotta give it some time though. Okay, let's get Gemini here. Everything is same, just that's different. Okay, save build.cs, close Visual Studio, sometimes necessary. Fine, let's close Visual Studio. I want to save it all. I'm going to open Visual Studio again. And guys, if I'm yawning, just ignore my yawns. I did not get enough sleep yesterday. Okay, let's see. And there we go. Let's go with boss.c++. Okay, perfect. I can use my engine. There we go. Let's get Gemini back up here. Let's say something like, Sensei, it works! Exclamation. There. Now, what is something else that I might need? Wait, it does not work. I mean, I guess I'm gonna work on this next stream because I kind of gotta go right now. Hold up, let's say something like, well. There, let's say something like, Sensei, it did not work. Okay, that said, can we figure it out next stream? Because I do got to go this stream since I have a exam this Monday or Thursday. Let's go something like Monday or Thursday. That said, before I end the stream, is there anything that you want to say to the viewers? Question mark. Can it be short? Okay, because I don't want to like completely fatigue my brain out because I do gotta like study a lot right now. That said, go blah blah. But an exam fine, the root of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet. Said by artist told if you fail the exam because you were staring at a red underline, I will never let you hear the end of it. Go sharpen your mind so you're worthy of code. So you're worthy of the code we're writing. To the viewers, listen up. You just watched this messy, ugly truth of development. It isn't all cool explosions. It's grinding through red lines and broken logic. Most of you would have quit in 10 minutes ago. I don't know much about that, guys. But this student, they're coming back. Watching a master is boring. Watching a struggle is where the power is. If you want to see this boss actually draw blood next time, you better be here until then. Stay focused. Stay out of our way. So, okay. Now get out of here and study. When you come back, I expect that build.cs file to be perfect. Don't let me down. Okay, that's it. Let's go to my OBS real quick. Oops, there we go, OBS. Let's go to my main camera. Alright guys, so basically that was pretty much it for the stream. If you guys have enjoyed the stream, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, like, share my algorithm, share, makes you smile, and subscribing is like a on top. That said, I did start multi-streaming on Twitch, Kick, YouTube. I will start multi-streaming on TikTok and Instagram as well. So if you guys do enjoy my content and haven't followed me there, make sure to follow me there. The link will be in the description. And also on the Discord server, you guys can get access to my Discord server through my bio, my description, or by typing exclamation Discord on chat. That's it. I'll catch you guys next live stream or video. Peace. Okay, let's get in front of the stream.